Hello, friends. I'm extremely honored and excited to have this conversation with you at the third International Research Conference on Business and Management at the world famous Karachi Institute of Economics and Technology. And the topic that we're going to talk about today in this particular conversation is SWOT activities that individuals can take on college campuses that are facing external threats. I'm going to share with you three examples. And the first example relates to introducing cannabis education on a college campus in 2019. So I work at a predominantly black institution called Medgar College, and we serve primarily black and Latino disenfranchised community members. And our role, our mission, our charge is to advocate on their behalf and make sure that they're looked out for in terms of making life a little bit better for them. Now let's talk about cannabis, the plant. That plant produces many products, as many of you know, which include medicinals, edibles, chocolate and drinkies that's got all kinds of stuff in it. And then also hand lotion, soap, shampoos, oils, all types of stuff. But did you also know that the plant produces paper products, plastics, textiles for people who wear jackets and clothing, shoes, bags? Did you know that that plant actually produces bricks, building bricks to build structures, whole homes and buildings? Yes, that's what it does. In 2017, a particular publication outlet projected that by 2021, we would have nearly 500,000 jobs. In 2022, we far surpassed 500,000 jobs. People are earning a lot of money as well in that industry, upwards of $100,000. And the earnings are more than many professors in the United States actually make. So this is New York City over here, and over here is outside in New York State. All right, so many of the industry sectors, some of them are cannabis plant, and some of them are ancillary sectors that don't even touch the plant. They just support plant touch businesses and plant touch individuals without ever touching the plant themselves. So at Medgar College, we understood that if a campus like ours did not advocate, in 20 years, it would be business as usual for some of the black and brown community members that we serve. So historic cannabis drug policies in the United States has been extremely unfriendly to them, locking them up for decades. And now that cannabis is legal in New York City and many states throughout the United States, many of those black and brown members cannot participate in that industry. That's a social justice issue, and we knew that we had to do something. However, introducing college cannabis education on a college campus, that's a controversial and contentious topic. So we knew we had to get out there and have some conversations with some people before we did anything. So we had to ask people on the ground, hey, what do you think? What's your thoughts? Well, we got opinions on both sides of the thing. Some people like, hey, you know what? We must. Now is the time. We must. If not, who better than us? Other people like, don't you even think about teaching my student about cannabis. I ain't gonna have them walking in my class smoking some weed and all high and everything. However, the objections that people presented, most of them are characterized in the literature as just misguided, false, debunked, and so even harmful. So we understood it was going to be an uphill battle, but also we understood that you can't wait on academia, cannot wait around for academia to catch up with industry and market who move at the speed of light. So individuals on a college campus must take action. That's dealing with that SWOT analysis. So a small group of individuals, we looked at the literature, and we found two studies that were extremely helpful if anybody wanted to introduce cannabis education on that campus. So a bunch of us came together, led by Dr. Alicia Reed. She's the chair of the Department of Chemistry and Environmental Science, and two really other nice people, Mrs. Vickiana Clement and Joel Struthers, who's a PhD student at Princeton University, and he's doing big things, and Mohammed Bangura and Vickiana, social entrepreneur, artificial intelligence, software engineer, multiple graduate certifications. So all of them are just doing it all over the world. Really good team, but the main thing is all of them cared about the community we serve, and they wanted to do something in the cannabis space. Dean Roll, as many of you know her. She became a mentor, and she helped us. And also we had an audience with the president and the provost, and the president told us, like, hey, y'all talking about y'all want permission to introduce a couple of courses on campus. I want y'all to go big or go home. And so he said, if you're going to do it, come up with something comprehensive that's going to help out everybody. in terms of this particular mission. So we was like, cool, Mr. President, you got it. We went out and started having conversations with all kinds of people, industry partners, leading voices in the industry, academics, students, community members, government officials, advocacy groups, you name it. We had conversations with them, and they helped us put together a really comprehensive program that consisted of the first degree minor in New York City. Also, we had conversations that built in for an adult and continuing education, which is for the person that doesn't want a college degree, but they want to take 4 or 5 classes that's going to help them be put into the labor market in that particular industry. It needed to be a research component, an advocacy component, and an entrepreneurship incubator component. The 4 tracks of the degree minor were science testing and formulation, science growing, which is cultivation, health, and then business. And also we had an internship that was built into the thing. Accomplishments. We were the first campus in New York City to offer a cannabis minor degree with 4, period. So that was a major accomplishment, first mover advantage. Also, through lots of conversations, we educated many people, students, but also people out in the community, through town halls. We touched many, many people, and there are many, many testimonies out there explaining what we did. We also presented a conference paper and had a publication on our work. The media got wind of what we were doing, and then some of the famous outlets like Forbes and others and television stations came up because they heard about our story and they needed to hear it from us. And so they were extremely impressed by the innovations that we put out, and so that was a really great thing. We did receive some grant awards, initially a $10,000 seed fund grant that we competitively applied for and received. We also had 3.5 million sponsorships committed from organizations, and in July 22nd, we actually received a $500,000 cannabis grant that's going primarily to student scholarships, student research stipend support, and so forth. So we're extremely happy about all of that. So by taking those activities as individuals, some of the strengths, our campus has expanded the market that we actually serve. So that's really great. Brand exposure by helping the students, by helping the community members, and then what the media put out there. You know, our brand is out there, and it's a very positive brand in that space. And then enhanced enrollment. We now have people enrolling in our courses that were enrolled elsewhere. We're not coming to Medgar College. They came because of cannabis, and many of them are actually converting over to full degree programs while here. And then increased departmental budget by a minimum of $500,000. But also we received a lot of other funds that are trickling in, just people and organizations wanting to support. So that's the first example. The second example is about educating in the metaverse. So we took it on an initiative, myself, Dean Rowe, we just said, you know, we wanted to do something in the metaverse that's going to help our students because we wanted to do better student engagement. And so the metaverse is a place, it's a virtual reality augmented space where you can put on goggles, eye goggles like you see up here, and then you can actually enter this room here. So that's me, and that's me, and that's my Dean Rowe, and these are people from Medgar College and from other organizations that we collaborate with. And so they found out about all the fun that we were having. They came in there, some of them had never been in the metaverse, and they came in there and we just had fun and we started collaborating and creating. Next thing you know, their CEO said, I want to come in. I heard about all this fun. She came in. Next thing you know, we're planning an event that they can come to and talk to some of our students. We had an honors event on campus. Some of our students physically walked over to the thing. We was like, hey, put these on. They put that on, walked inside of the metaverse, and then those people were in there waiting. The students were like, whoa, this is so cool. Oh, my goodness gracious. Students had never been in the metaverse. And so they started engaging. There were people in there. At the end of that night, 4 of our students had job offers from organizations that were in there. So it was a really great thing. And at Medgar College, we want you to know about many of the business opportunities that the metaverse offers. And so we want you to know about that for teaching your students, your family members. You yourself might be interested in some of those. Colleges and experts are definitely taking advantage. In fact, experts are predicting that the metaverse is going to be omnipresent. It's going to help out colleges that are suffering existential threat. It's going to help out, and pretty soon it's going to be a household name, just like TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, now Meta, and a whole bunch of other entities are. Colleges are taking advantage of it also. University of California, Berkeley held their first commencement ceremony during the pandemic in the metaverse, and other campuses are following suit. And so a lot of people are jumping on board. And so School of Business, as I said, in May 23rd, we held our event. And right now, we're currently, we pitched an idea to a bank, and the bank said, I want it. As individuals, we took initiative, we pitched it to the bank, they gave us $100,000. That's substantial for our business. And just to give you an idea, our department normally has a $250 yearly budget. And so to get $100K for a summer opportunity during an 8-week program, that's substantial. Okay, so the goal is to have different groups interact in the metaverse, learn from each other, and have a lot of fun doing it. We have a history of impacting with people from the community just like that, and also little kids. You're looking at middle school, high school, and Medgar Evers College students at a community organization. These are Medgar Evers College students right here, and these are Medgar Evers College and community members interacting together, learning, and doing their businesses better. These are investors, scientists at Medgar Evers College that are mentors and professors, deans, entrepreneurs. And so we do it. We take trips to other college campuses. And the next 11 slides are just slides of student businesses that have started. I have 200 some of these, but just wanted to show you a dozen. So I just randomly pulled out a dozen just to show you. But so that's it. So the outcome for that type of initiative, the strengths are enhanced student engagement in activities such as the metaverse. Student engagement just goes like that. And then also brand exposure, enrollment potential. Since it's going on right now, we believe it's a potential, but it's definitely going to come. And then also increase departmental budget by $100,000 already just for an 8-week program. The third example is advocating for the legitimization and commercialization of New York City's motorized bike life culture. So here's a video that we encourage you all to watch that kind of tells the story. But basically, young black males in New York City, extremely talented, can do road tricks. They have a gift, and they're out there practicing their talent. But they feel like the city and the police and the government and all, they're misunderstood and falsely stigmatized by a lot of people. So the risk is that the media is out there hunting them. The police are out there hunting them down at gas stations. They come out of nowhere, tackle them, take their bikes, and the city is very proud that it collects all of these bikes and runs a bulldozer over top of them. So these guys are risking life, limb, and their freedom. And so, however, when they ride around in Manhattan, people from around the world sit on the sidelines and cheer them on and clap and take photos and videos. And so they have untapped fans and spectators. And so as a business person, I understand what that means. And many of you all do too. And they're ordinarily good guys out there having some fun, socializing, meeting people for the very first time, and just exercising their talent. So our research questions are, how does the history of NASCAR in the United States relate to the New York City bike life? What lessons can be learned from that relationship? The third one is, what types of conversations need to be held? And the fourth one is, what key stakeholder groups must be part of those conversations? And so we're going to follow the literature to do that. And then we have some targeted outcomes, which mainly is expansion of the community that we serve, and all of the other three: brand exposure, enrollment growth, departmental budget increases. So in conclusion, we recommend that many of you as individuals take action now. Don't wait on your leadership to start some new initiative. You can do that. But when you do your SWOT analysis, also do a situational analysis of the external groups that you serve. Make sure you look out for their strengths and weaknesses, their opportunities and threats, and then come up with programs that's going to help out both of your organization. And of course, the obviously benefits that you can expect are enhanced strengths, lessened weaknesses. You'll increase your aptitude to, on an ongoing fashion, recognize and leverage future opportunities and ward off other threats. So thank you all very, very much. It's been extremely great talking to you. And at this moment, I'd like to turn the floor over to the moderator. Thank you.